Hey guys, we'll give everybody a chance to pop on while I finish getting ready. Coming. Sorry guys, just making some final adjustments. Y'all come on in, I'm finishing setting up. Come on in and take your shoes off. Hey, Yam! Huh? How are you doing? Long time no see. I've enjoyed watching your little boys and little girl grow up. Can you hear me, Yam? You're the only one in here right now. Can you hear me? Hi, Julie. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me? Yay! I need to know if y'all can hear me. Somebody say yes or no. Can you hear me? Thank you. Yay. I didn't have anybody here to do a sound check, so this is a one-horse show tonight. Yay! Y'all come on in. We'll give everybody a chance, a few more people to come in. I know there's quite a few that told me they're coming, so we'll see. So, where are you from, Joanne? Jim said, I'm glad you got to come this time. I know you wanted to go to the live last time. Washington State? Okay. Oh, I bet it's beautiful up there this time of year. All right, y'all got to bear with me tonight because I'm going to try to read your comments and questions as I go. So please, if you have a question about anything that I'm doing or anything that I'm using, please say something. But I'm not going to get a ping or anything like that when you comment. So it's up to me to look over here to see if you've commented. And depending on how many people are asking questions and stuff, we'll see how it goes. So anyway, this dude right here, what do y'all think about him? He's bigger in person, isn't he? This guy here is going to go on a business front. Let me see if I can find the link to it. Escape room in South Haven. For those that live local, there's a business down here that is owned by a girl that I used to work with a long time ago, and she wanted 2 matching wreaths for the front of her business, and because she has 2 entrances and she wanted them to match. So these snowmen are going to go on the front of the South Haven escape room doors. So she's excited to get them, and we're looking forward to going as a family to doing that together. I think that's going to be so much fun. Okay. Well, I'm just going to jump in and just get you started and tell you what we're doing. And if you have a question, please don't hesitate to ask me. Okay. I pinned. No, I did it. I don't think I pinned my comment. Hang on. Well, it's not letting me pin my comment. Okay, so I tried to put this in there. It's in the comments, but you'll have to scroll to find it. I'm working with a 15-inch work frame. I keep looking at the computer, but my camera's over here. Sorry, guys. Okay, and also bear with me. This is my first tutorial. I did a live because we gave away a wreath, which was fun. But this is the first time that I'm actually going to make something while you guys watch. So you got your popcorn and your favorite drink. What y'all drinking? I got my good old water. All right, so we got a 15-inch work frame and a 10-inch work frame. So we got the body and the head, okay? So we're going to start on the bottom, the body of the snowman first. Okay, I'm going to move this out of the way because the first thing I need to do is I need to cut some mesh. I'm using the Snowdrift mesh, which is really pretty. It's got some nice texture to it. Kind of has a little fluffy thing worked into it. And it just gives some added texture to the thing. But you can use solid white. You can use whatever. I mean, you can do a purple snowman. In Mississippi, we should do a brown one. That's what our snowmen look like. Okay. So anyway, I've got this right here loaded up. And I'm just going to start cutting this into 30-inch strips. And I'm hoping that I don't run low on this. My board is 24 inches, so I'm just going to eyeball these into 30-inch strips. And I'm going to start off with 18 because that's how many the body needs. You have to do a ruffle. We're going to use the ruffle technique. In case you're not familiar with it, the ruffle technique's really fun to do. And you have to have one ruffle for every twist tie. So every one of these, which is 18 altogether, you've got to have one ruffle for each one. So I've got to cut 18 of those. I've got 3, 4, 6. I'm so glad you're here. Who else has joined us? Melissa. Hey, girl. Do you want to build a snowman? Reminds me of the song. I've been singing it all day. We're just cutting strips right now so we can get started. into that one. He's not quite 30, but I can still use him. That's one thing about working with deco mesh. It's very forgiving. Y'all keep looking at my computer so I can see your comments, but the camera's over there. I couldn't rig it to where they were in the same spot, so get the tape off of that. This wasn't a full roll. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The strips are 30 inches long. I'm using 10-inch mesh. This is just my little handy dandy homemade thing that I use to hold my mesh down. Where did my ruler go? Here it is. I lost count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, this is all I need to start on the 15-inch frame that we're going to use for the body. It's hard to believe it's going to turn into that, but it does. Has anybody ever made a deco mesh wreath before using the ruffle technique? I know we got some crackers in here. I'm trying to see if you're asking questions. All right, let me move some of these down here. All right, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Now y'all can see my board better. Okay. The twist ties on this, they come with the frame. It's called a work frame. And some of you guys are local. I buy these at House to Home on Highway 51. They've got really, really good prices. So I need a sleeping bag and a tent in that store. So, but it's called a work frame. The ties come on it. But if you have a wreath that doesn't have it, you can use chenille stems, pipe cleaners, to do it yourself. But I like to work with the work wreath because it just makes it easier and it's faster. Okay, this is what I do. I take my 30-inch ruffle and I just start gathering it. And I keep it pinched like a bow tie. And we're going to start on the bottom ring first. And I put it in just a little, not sideways, but just a little bit of an angle. Press it into the frame nice and tight and twist the tie really tight. Like one good time. That's all you need to do. And we're just going to do this 18 times. There, I was able to pin the comment that time. Yay. It's okay. And there's no science to it. You don't have to be perfect. This stuff is so forgiving. I have a quiet house tonight. My husband's in there watching football. Dude, it's quiet in here. I'm afraid he's going to yell in a minute. Depending on how good the game's going. Yes, I did get the hat at House to Home. And I was there today. Literally, I need living quarters there. It's the best place to get your deco mesh. They're cheaper than Hobby Lobby. They're cheaper than Michael's. They're cheaper than some of the places online. House to Home. Oh my gosh, everything there is so reasonable. But the flocked deco mesh that I'm using, the Snowdrift, it's a little bit more, but normally it's like $3.75 for a roll for 10 yards. So, but this right here was $5.75 for the flocked little stuff that's in it. But if you've never been in there and you live local, oh my gosh, go. That's the place to get all your Christmas decor. And I still go to Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Joann's, all those places. But when it comes to the basics of what I'm using, they're the best place here to get it. I know a lot of people in the wreath community use Trendy Tree, Craft Outlet, but we don't have a Trendy Tree here. The closest one is in Jonesboro, and that's about an hour and a half drive, but I plan to go. So, you go to that store too, Julie, huh? I love it. And when I do, if you can see this right here, when I do one, I'll take one side of it and fluff it this way, and another side of it and fluff it this way. So it almost kind of makes a little rosette around the tie. So that's pretty much what I'm doing with that. I wore the wrong clothes to be working with this deco mesh. My sweater's going to look terrible for the voiceover. I don't care. Y'all care? I don't care. There's a lot of different methods that you can use to do a wreath base like this. There's the poof method. This one is just the ruffle. I just liked the way the ruffle looked on the snowman. So. Mesh angels. Oh, cool. How are you making angels out of mesh? Can you post a picture in the comments? Do you know how to do that? You'll have to, if not, send me a message with that on there. I would like to see those. I have found that making wreaths is therapy. How many 10-inch packages? Well, it usually takes a little over one, not quite 1.5, to do a 15-inch wreath. I'm hoping I have enough to do the top. If not, I have a way to improvise. I went there today and they were out of it because I started second guessing whether or not I had enough. And so we'll see. But I've got some 20-inch that I can work with if I have to. We got any other crafters in here? I got kicked off of a crafting group today. It's a group that I'm in, and they do all kinds of crafts. But when I posted the invitation for this tonight, they deleted it. I guess they thought I was trying to sell something. I'm not trying to sell anything. I'm trying to teach you how to do something. I'm not selling anything. I would appreciate it, though, if you would share this post on your timeline with your friends. Maybe we can get some more people in here. That would be fun. Share and invite your friends real quick. Like it, like the post and share it. That would help me out tremendously. Okay, so now I'm going to start on the top row. And I usually stand up for this part. Can everybody see what I'm doing okay? Just me and you? Really? Everybody left me? I think Joanne is still here. Oh, yes, yes. You will be able to replay this as many times as you need to. You don't need to take notes. Just sit back and relax. Hey. People are kind of coming in and out. They must be having some bad reception. Okay, so I'm just going to do again. I'm just going to kind of just do it at a little bit of an angle. Not a whole big angle, just a little bit. It only says that 3 people are in here, so that's kind of strange. I think it's because they're coming in and out. You got your daughter with you. Yay. I have watched so many live wreath making. I think they're fun. They're mesmerizing for me. I enjoy watching them. And I've learned so much doing it. I'm pressing down real good in there so it gets tight to the frame because you don't want your ruffles to kind of move around. But Julie, they had the Santa Claus hat, the frosty hats or the top hats, whatever you want to call them. They still had a couple of boxes left of the 7-inch that I'm using, and they have these little ones too. So let's see here. This is the one that's unfrosty right now. They also have this little one. So I think it's really cute too. And if you didn't want to do a double snowman and you just wanted to do just the head part, you could do just the head part with the small frame. And you might get away with the smaller hat on that too. Okay, I'm going to leave. I'm going to do all of these. Okay. I leave some off of the smaller frames, so when I connect them together. We got 4 people in here. Did y'all do what I told you? You got your jammies on? Sitting watching your jammies? That's what I do. I should have made it a pajama party. Everybody come in their jammies. And y'all do know that I can't see y'all, right? I actually had someone on the last live wanting to know if I could see her. And I'm like, no, I can't see you. I can only read your comments. So a lot of people don't understand how this Facebook Live thing works, but I think it's really, really cool. And I'm the kind of person that if I learn how to do something, I like to share with everybody how to do it. I think it's fun. But it's not for everybody. Not everybody enjoys this kind of stuff, but I do. My little happy place is my room back here. You never took what off today, Julie? Never took my off today. I don't quite know what that means. It's pouring rain here, Joanne. So jammies, chai tea, and watching the video. Yay. Hey, that's what I call a night to relax. Let me do the work. And you just chill and drink your chai. Is it chai or tea? I can't remember. I keep tripping over my mic cord. If you come in and you haven't commented, leave me a comment and let me know where you're from and all that kind of good stuff. And it is my first live, so bear with me on the live tutorial anyway. I kind of got a little bit scared lately. There's been a lot of people, trolls, that like to go into these groups and talk ugly. So hopefully that doesn't happen. We don't have many people in here, so that shouldn't be a problem. Okay. Last one. No. Miscounted. Got one more. It's not the first time I've miscounted, that's for sure. All right. Have y'all ever watched Damon with Deco Exchange or Jackie with Jackie's Recent Things? Those are the two that I'm addicted to. Damon's doing a challenge right now on Deco Exchange. He did I think today's his 29th day where he did a live video every single day for 30 days. Trying to get some more likes to his page. So, and he's doing it. Okay. This is our 15-inch frame. I'm holding it up too high. Okay. And if you'll notice, there's a hole right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this upside down. I'm going to zoom back out in a minute so y'all can see a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 of these chenille stems, and I have learned the hard way, very hard way. Don't buy the ones at Joann's. They're garbage. The ones at Joann's break super easy. I have to get mine at Hobby Lobby because theirs are nice and they're strong. So what I'm doing is I'm running a piece through the center and tying it real tight to the frame. And you'll see why just in a second. Give it a couple of nice good twists. And since I'm running low on this, I'm going to get some bigger decal mesh. Hang on. Oh, lovely. Tearing the place up, guys. Tearing the place up. This little bitty room gets smaller by the day. I've got snow all over me. This is a 20-inch roll of the same thing, but you can't do the ruffle with it. But what I'm going to do, this is another method that you can do a wreath in. You take, it's a roll, you roll it up. And get a little tighter. If you're new and you come in, say hi. What I do is I take this roll and I twist it or tie it basically like the breast cancer awareness symbol. And I take a decal mesh, a pipe cleaner. So what I'm going to do is I got my pipe cleaner backwards. I'm going to attach this to that pipe cleaner in there. And that just kind of fills in that hole. That's where his belly's going to be, so it doesn't matter. I don't know if that's going to work or not. I'll have to play around with that one. Okay, so for now, we've got, man, I'm knocking everything down. We're going to do the small one. Try to get it back in the shot so you can see the actual snowman again. I'm not a clip-on mic kind of girl. Sorry. All right, we got anybody new in here? It looks like we do. Who's here? All right, the smaller frame doesn't require as many. So let's get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But I'm not going to put any on this, on 2 of them, and you'll see why in a minute. So let's see how many strips I can get. And because this is a smaller one, I might can get away with smaller ruffles. Let me do a couple of inches smaller. I'm going to do I'm getting nervous. I'm not going to have enough. That would suck. Making them smaller. Okay. It is what it is. 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Changing gears. Going to show you a different technique so I can get all the ruffles that I need. I'm going to cut some poops. Like I said, y'all, this is my first live tutorial, so I know I'm all over the place, so I apologize for that. Okay. What am I doing? No, I ain't right. That's not what I want to do. I'm going to drop that on the floor. And I'm going to gather this just in a tight gather. I'm going to start on the top row first. When you use the poof method, you do the top row first. I can't believe I ran out of the 10-inch. It's my life story, and I thought I was prepared. Okay. I don't know if y'all can see what I'm doing or not, but I'm just going to gather these into 10-inch (12-inch) 12-inch poops. That's too big. Let's do 10-inch. I'm using my cutting mat measurements. Y'all hanging with me? We're improvising, but it's still going to look pretty. This is a very forgiving method as well. If Damon or Jackie watch this, they're going to have a heart attack because I'm doing everything wrong. Because I told everybody, all 4 of y'all, that I've learned from them. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I don't know if you can see, I started on the top row first. It's sticking. And I'm fixing to work my way down to the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go straight down to this twist. Just straight down. And then I'm going to start my poofs again. Caught up on something. Another thing too, all you guys, do y'all have a Harbor Freight? I've been going through a lot of scissors. I need to get me some titanium ones. That's what everybody's using. But until then, every time Harbor Freight puts out an ad, they have a coupon for a free pair of scissors. And my husband's always bringing me home these scissors. They don't last very long, but they work okay. That looks bigger than a. Let's see, how do we measure that? Yeah, it does. I appreciate the ones that are still here hanging with me. You're learning 2 different base methods. This is the poof method, but I'm going to put ruffles on top of it so you're not going to know. It's going to look the same. At least I hope it does. We'll see. But I would recommend that you have probably 2.5 to 3 rolls to do a double snowman of the 10-inch. So you don't have to improvise like I'm doing. Okay. I'm going to leave this one and this one clear. I'm a visual learner too. Make me read how to do it, and I'm in trouble. I love to read. Don't get me wrong. I love to read. But if I've got to read it, I'm not going to learn it. But if you show me how to do it, I'm like, own it. A lot of times I can look at a picture. But these demonstrations that I've been watching YouTube, I told Julie about the YouTube videos, and you can learn all of these methods on that. All right, so I'm going to do one more poof, and I'm going to leave these 2 free and clear. And I'm just going to cut that off, leaving these 2 free, because when I attach them together, these Harbor Freight scissors. Ah! All right, so we're done with that. You just take this right here and twist it back up inside the ruffle you just did, or the poof that you just did, and it just disappears. And do that one on that side. Okay. So now I've got to make this with the ruffles on top of it. So what I'm going to do, let's see, I'm going to cut these 30-inch strips into, we'll do 15. And we're just going to do small ruffles on top of each one of these. So you'll still have that ruffled look, but the fullness comes with the, y'all get where I'm going with this? I could have sworn I had another roll of this stuff. So basically I'm cutting all of the 30-inch strips in half. And I'm adding those to each one of these ties on top of this. I used to have fingernails. Don't anymore. All right, those are the two I'm leaving free. So I'm skipping those. I'm start on the inside. And on these ruffles, you can kind of work them towards the center a little bit. That'll fill in his space. That one kind of candy walked. Let's cut one. Let's cut one. My mesh dispenser doesn't come in handy when you're working with them like this. But if you cut all your things correctly, it makes it a lot faster. All right. Where'd you go? Here you are. All right. So we've got the head. Ha! Had a ruffle left over. How about that? All right. Got one of these little, I'll call them funeral stands, but it's like a rake holder that's going to come in handy. All right. I'll show you how we're going to attach them. Got a hot mess up in here. All right, I left these two free. So what I'm going to do, we'll go this way. And I'm going to use these zip ties, these stems, but I'm going to zip tie it so it's nice and strong. I'm going to put 2 zip ties. Can y'all see what I'm doing? I use these twists, the 2 that I left available. I use those. But just to give it some added strength, I'm going to zip tie them so the head doesn't fall off. And I'm going to cut those. I'll come back and cut those in a second. So you can see, let me move my camera up a little bit. So you can get a close-up. I left these 2 open on the top one, attached it to the top ring with these, and then put some zip ties in it. So now I'm just going to get some white ribbon, someone that's open, and I'm going to put a hanger on it. just a length of ribbon, and I'm going to run it through the top of the head and weave it in and out of the frame. It's kind of hard when you're working with white and the light. And I'm going up and around one of the built-in ties there to give it just a little bit of stability. And I'm going to tie it. And there you have your snowman body. Okay, does anybody have any questions? Did you understand all that? Okay, and we'll come back and I'll take care of all these little twists that are still left in there, because I may need to adjust some stuff real quick. But now I'm going to show you how to make the nose. That is just a scrap piece of orange deco mesh. And you may not have scrap pieces like I do, but I don't throw away a whole lot when it comes to stuff like this. I try to keep as much stuff as I can. But I happen to have it, but you could probably, don't know for sure how it would work, you could probably, once you get the nose made, maybe spray paint it orange, or see what I can do. Or you can sew a felt nose. I've seen people sew a felt nose and stuff it, and they're really cute. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll this, but I'm only going to roll it from one end, and I'm going to roll it really, really tight. And what's going to happen is it's going to leave like a cone shape. Only rolling it really, really tight on the one end. And that was about probably about a 10-inch strip. So there's his nose. And I just take a hot glue gun. Let me switch outlets. I'll be more organized on my next one. I thought I was organized this time. Miss Organization here. Had some definite flops. Okay, my glue gun is now reachable. Come in. Unroll just a little. Let me tighten it up a little bit. This stuff frays really bad, especially when you work with it in little tiny pieces like this. So I'm just going to hot glue that frayed edge down. And I'm going to use my handy dandy popsicle stick. These glue guns, I tell you what, you can cause serious bodily harm. And I'm just going to take the hot glue down, and I'm going to get all the raw edges, and I'm going to try to keep it all down on just the bottom of the nose. Now, the nose is not going to be this long. We're going to finish off the end. Okay. The glue's still tacky, so I'll hang in there just for a second. Get some more pipe cleaners, and I'm using all white just because the back of the snowman, we won't see any. All right, let's see. So what I'm doing is I just took a couple of inches and just tucked it back up in there. And the chenille stem is going to help that stay put once I get it in there. It's not cooperating. Nothing's cooperating. Let's see how long I want it. I'm sticking it through the center of the top. Let me see how long this one is. He's definitely longer. I'm gonna make it a little bit longer. When you make wreaths, these things right here are wonderful. They save your life when it comes to attaching things into the wreath. Because like when I'm using the white, if you use floral wire, it's green usually. I mean, you can get white, but you want it to be thick and strong. And that wire is generally green. So the white chenille stems are going to really help keep the back of the snowman nice and clean, because he's going to be on a glass door, so they're going to be able to see both sides. All right. I'm going to turn it around in a second so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to put the glue part on the bottom so it doesn't show as much. Okay, that's about right. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a chenille stem. Now, you know, I've got it folded over. Just going to run it through both layers. Let's make it caught on something. And then it's kind of like sewing a stitch. I'm just going to run it through again. So I've got one on that side of the nose. I'm going to give it just a little bit of twist to secure it. And I'm going to put one through this side. I'll do 4 of them. And then just make about a 1/2 inch stitch. Pull it back out. Bring it to the center. Can y'all see what I'm doing? Yeah, I'm going to do 4, just so it doesn't ravel. I watched so many tutorials on this stuff, and people were using these chenille stem pipe cleaners. And I would try to do what they were doing, and all I had to do was this, and it would break. And I was so frustrated because I'm like, okay, I'm not going to make somebody a wreath that's going to tear up. So I was really, really frustrated with it. And every time I asked a question about it, nope, everybody kept saying, well, my chenille stems never break. So finally, somebody finally told me they used the ones from Hobby Lobby. Jackie from Jackie's Wreaths and Things told me that. And I was like, oh, thank God. And boy, are they different. All right. So now, so not only, that's going to keep that from unraveling more. So that's going to come in handy. And these are just going to tie it to the frame. So I need to find out. Oh, well. Let's eyeball it. The back of the front. It's going to be just about right. So what I'm going to do, if you can see, I'm going to stick it through the center. And I'm going to turn it to where the glue is on the bottom. So his nose is coming out. And I'll turn it back around. And these chenille stems, you're going to wire to the frame. One on each side first, so it'll be tight. And I'm just using the smallest loop to tie that to. All right. I've got the nose where I want it. I'm just going to trim these off and leave about an inch, twist in, and just kind of turn it inward. Helps keep the back of the wreath clean. Can y'all see how I've got that? I'm just going to clean these up. All right. And then these extra little twists that I have in here, we'll give them a couple of good twists for good measure. I'm going to turn it in so it doesn't scratch anything. I appreciate y'all hanging in with me. All right. There's our nose. And you'll notice when you work with deco mesh, there'll be all kinds of little strings and stuff. When you get through, you can go around and just pull all those off. Okay, so these extra little twist ties in here, I'm going to do the same thing all the way around. I'm not going to do it on video because that'll take too long. What I do is I give the stem twist a couple of good times, turn it in so there's no exposed wire, and I'll go through the whole wreath and trim those off. So you won't see those when it's done. Okay, we're going to do the hat next. Now I have seen, let me put my camera up a little bit more. I saw one video where a lady, I don't recommend this, but if you're frugal and you want to try it, she cut the hat in half, literally cut it straight down the middle and had two hats. But I wouldn't recommend it, especially if it's going to be on a glass door because it won't look right from the back. But if it's going to go up against a wooden door, you could easily do that. So anyway, I'm sure I've got this hanging on the right thing. And the way they do these hats, they've got the back of it curled up already, which is going to help. It curled up in a different place on that one. So the bow is going to be on the side instead of the front on this one. So the next tool I need is an ice pick. So you want to make sure that this is nice and secure. And you don't want the hat, because this is going to be on a door. People are going to be opening it and shutting it. So you want to make sure that it gets secured to the frame really, really well. I kind of wish my bow was going to show in the front. I may have to tweak that and move that bow around to the front later. But what I'm going to do is I have an ice pick. Be very careful when you do this. But these felt hats are thick. And what I'm going to do, make sure that's where I want it. I'm going to right close to the red stripe here on the bottom, on the brim. I'm going to poke holes, 2 of them. And the hat, I am going to use black chenille stems for the hat, just so it doesn't show on the outside of the hat. And you can't really see under the hat on the frame. So let me turn this around and look at where I want this hat to be sure. Yeah, that green bow is just hot glued on, so I'm going to be able to get that off and move it to the front easily. Okay, should I put the hat on the other side? What do y'all think? These are going to be 2 entryways, but they're going to be close to each other. I think she said the entryway doors are like 6 feet apart. It's going to be inside glass doors. Should I alternate the hat on the other side? Or should I do them exactly the same? What do y'all think? Who gave me angry faces? What are y'all laughing at? Okay, I'm just going to do them exactly the same. All right, I'm going to turn the frame around so you can see what I'm doing. And once I get the hat where it needs to go. I'm going to take this black. You'll be able to see the black chenille stems a lot easier in this white. But I'm going to run that one there and twist it and tie it. And I'm going to run that one there and twist it and tie it. And I'm going to run some more down the center and attach it to you know what? I did something different. Hang on. These strings are everywhere. I'm going to run that down through the mesh. That helps to stabilize it quite a bit. So that's not quite as noticeable. Now I'm going to poke another hole in the front. Two holes. I don't recommend that you use your pipe cleaner like this. It's a good way to get a finger cut. Normally I have the pipe cleaners poked through there before I put it on the frame. So now I've got it on the front, and this is just going to stabilize it down. I'm going to take a piece of this mesh. I did it in the other hat, so I'm going to do it for this one too. And I'm just going to attach it to, and we'll do this tie here. Just a scrap piece. Give that a good twist. And then I'm just going to stuff that up into the hat. Just gives it some extra stability. All right, now these ties, I need to get down in there through the mesh. I don't want them showing in the front. And I'm going to attach these to the next rim. See if I can do this backwards. So the back of the hat was attached to the top row. I'm going to attach this one to the second row. If I can get it to go through. There's one. 8:19, an hour. Give it a good twist. He's very adjustable. Okay, what do y'all think so far? Have you learned anything? All we got to do is the bow and put his eyes and buttons and mouth on, and he'll be done. All right, somebody liked it. All right, I'm going to set him out of the way just for a second. And we're going to make his bow. I'll keep my hot glue gun plugged in. Someone need him in a second. Done with the orange. I got a mess. Excuse me, Frosty. Scoot you to the back a little bit. Don't tip over on me. Okay, I may be introducing y'all to something new. I don't know if you've ever seen a pro bow before. This thing is amazing. Perfect bow every time. Let's see. Does that help? I'll put it on this side. Oh, I can't because my camera cord's not that long. Oh well. Okay, you'll notice, we'll turn him around here manually. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different ribbons. And then I added some tails. He wasn't on there originally, but I did add those black tails on there. So I'm going to show you how to make a pro bow. Have y'all ever worked with one of these or seen one of these? I'm just loading my spool dispenser. It actually comes with the pro bow. If you've ever worked with one of these, you will love it. If you don't have one and you like to do stuff like this, especially if you're planning on putting bows on your Christmas tree, or you want to make perfect bows for your presents this year, oh my gosh, you need one of these. And because these are going to a Mississippi business, I've got some Mississippi ribbon in this. Okay. get it in the frame so you can see everything that I'm doing. Okay. I always dovetail my ribbon ends, and it just gives it a nice finished dovetail. Now, I'm not going to fully explain how I'm using this Pro Bow. There are YouTube videos galore on how to do a Pro Bow bow. I'm just going to do one really fast instead of showing you how I'm doing it. And yes, let me move my pegs. I did a larger bow yesterday. Okay, you gather the first little tail. You need a length of wire that's probably about 20-25 inches. Get it nice and tight. And I'm going to put my Pro Bow, my first tail, through that way. No, hang on. I forgot a step. I'm going to do my first loop. And then wrap it. Give my bow a twist. And my wire, not my bow. Alright. So the first one, you just run it through that one. And then when you get it here, you gather it, twist it, go to the next peg. Let's see, I did this. And I'll take my wire, twist it one good time. Oh, I skipped one. No wonder it didn't look right. Dovetail the ends. Make this one shorter. Now we're going to do the Mississippi. I'm going to dovetail it. And if you think about it, this is the top of your bow. So you want all of your ribbon facing towards the front. If that makes sense. All right, separate my wires. Get my tail up there. Run it in the slope. Gather it. Twist it. You have to do kind of a little dance with your hands on this, especially when you first start. I'm by no means an expert at it, but I've made a few by now, so it does get easier. And what I'm making here is called a terry bow. I forgot Terry's last name, but the terry bow uses a bunch of different ribbon, and it has a bunch of different loose tails in it, which makes it really pretty. Okay, so I did the Mississippi, and I'm going to go back with the candy one more time. that I had to watch a tutorial on the Pro Bow many times before I could get the hang of it. And my first bow was awful. So best place to get your practice ribbon is Sam's. You got about Sam's ribbon? Oh my gosh, you can get 50 yards of ribbon for $6.95 or $5.95, something like that. I've got Sam's ribbon that I've had for years. Still there. Get that down there. Alright, now I'm going to do one little bit of houndstooth just to give it. To me, black really adds some dimension to it. I'm just going to put a thin little houndstooth one in here. A lot of people don't think black is a Christmas color, but I think black accents the other colors. It makes your other colors pop. Alright, I'm only going to do one more row. And that's going to be this black. I didn't do all the pegs on this bow. But it's funny too because there's a lot of people that have their own bows, like the cherry bow that I'm doing here. A lady named Terry did it, or came up with this technique. Then there's a Damon bow from Damon at Deco Exchange. He's got a Damon bow, and I used his Damon bow a lot. Jackie, with Jackie's Recent Things, she's got her own bow, the Jackie bow. I've used it several times, and it's really good. So you can learn how to do a ton of bows just by watching these guys. All right. So now I'm going to get along. This is the one green wire that you are going to have in your wreath. And it doesn't really show that much on the white snowman because it's just one wire. So what I do is the wire that I have in here, I'm just going to squish it in there real good. I'm going to cut it off about 1 inch short, spread them apart, and press it in. And then I'm going to take another wire and run it down through the center. Yes, I do it different than the way they show you how. When you see it, you'll see that they have a different way they do the wire. But this is just the way it works best for me. Twist it really good. Lift it off. Ta-da! There's your bow. Doesn't look like much yet, does it? Now, you'll also see everybody using what they call a fluff box. Mine is not the one they're using. I made mine. It's just a heavy board with an eyelet in it. Let me real quick here. Here, I'm going to put a link here. If you do Amazon, that's a link for the Pro Bow. Oh, I've missed some comments, y'all. I'm so sorry. Hang on. Judy Wilkes, you still here? God, my thing wasn't scrolling. All right. Beth, hey, you still here? Alabama's getting beat. Okay. Who else still here with me? I can't tell. Okay. What this is just a heavy board that I nailed two boards together. It's got an eyelet screw in the center. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's got a little nail right here. And I'm going to take my wire and run it through my eyelet. Press it down nice and tight. Wrap it around my nail so it holds it in place. And now I'm just going to start fluffing my bow. And you can be aggressive with your bow on this because it's not going to hurt it. And what you do on the fluffing, which you can watch tutorials for that as well. I've got a loop on this side and a tail on this side. So this one I'm going to do the tail on this side and the loop on this side. And then again, I'm going to alternate the loop on this side, the tail on this side. I don't know who all's still in the group. Maybe it would be easier if I watched it like this. On this side, a tail on this side. So this one see if I can see the comments better this way. On this side, a tail on this side. So this one see if I can see the comments. Okay. According to this, Beth and Julie are still here. For you guys that don't know, Beth is my sister. She's laid up after knee surgery. According to this, Beth and Julie are still here. Yeah, I'm sorry. You guys that don't know. This first live thing is kicking my tail, actually. All right, so I'm just going to turn this around. And I'm going to put my loop on this side. Tail on this side. And just go back. That's why I call it a fluff box. It's to fluff your bow. And with the cherry bow, you've got loose tails all throughout your bow, which I think it kind of gives it a fun, whimsical look. And Beth, my sister, oh my God, y'all should see the way she decorates her house. Her trees are always, Beth, you need to let me shoot a live of you doing your tree. People can learn some stuff from you, girl. All right. So there's our bow. What do you think? I'm going to put it back over here. All these other people that do lives, they've got this fancy camera equipment. And not me. I keep forgetting I've got water. No, you don't have to have a stand for this. The loop that I put on it will hang from any door wreath holder. It will definitely hang from a door. I just put it on the stand so it'd be easier for y'all to see it. I'm just going to put these side by side for a second so I can eyeball where I want to put the bow. Y'all think I should alternate it? No, I've already got the hat on, so I can't do that. Okay. Got a hot mess in here, y'all. Okay. I'll hang you back up there, buddy. I thought about doing these male and female with a pipe on one and eyelashes on the other, a different bow. But I didn't get that far. Well, this is some rough video in here. I apologize, guys. Okay. Just going to eyeball where this is going to go. Oh, I do want to cut some tails. I'll cut them off in a second once I get them at the right length. Here's some of that Sam's ribbon, y'all. That's the beauty of Sam's ribbon. It doesn't cost much. And if you mess up, you don't cry. Expensive ribbon, you can cry. Okay, so I've got 3 tails here, and I'm going to twist them at the top. And I'm going to get, well, no, I'm going to wire these to the back. Just going to wire those into the back of my bow. Okay, there's a time for fluffing later. I'll get it more fluffed out in just a second. I'll have to turn this around so I can see it. Let's see here. And then wire straight through. I can tweak these later to make sure that they match perfectly before I get them to her. And I'm just going to put that into the frame and tweak it in a minute. I'll go back and I'll cut all these little pieces off. Right now I'm just going to get the little tails. I want one of them to go up and over, and I'll attach that in a second. I'll probably have to adjust these lengths. I'm going to go ahead and dovetail them and get them up off the table. All right, what do you think? Who all we got in here now? Lindsay. Hey, girl. Beth, Julie, Lindsay. Who else is in here? Oh, I think Judy's still in here. Julie, I think, is still in here. And Gemisetta, I can't pronounce your name correctly. I don't know if you're still in here or not. All right. Seeing how I've got to see this, and I want you to see this. The only reason I'm doing it this way, guys, is because I know that these wreaths are not going to be outside. If they were going to be outside, I probably would use some wood disc and attach chenille stems to them for the eyes and stuff. But I did the first one with these pom-pom balls, and it worked out fine. So I may not even glue them down yet. I may just put them on here so y'all can see. I'm going to play around with the placement on those, but I can, I'll move this out of the way for now, but I can go ahead and put the buttons on. And I'm going to do 3 buttons with some hot glue. Let me get my all my ripples coming forward. I'll go back and get more glue on these and sturdy it up. His eyes are not attached. He kind of looks drunk. And the chenille stems come in handy for, like, if you want to make the ribbon look as though it's just kind of blowing in the wind. Just kind of stick that through. And that way it'll just kind of stay there. And I always work with ribbon that's got wire in it, so you can put a bow where you want it and it stays there and it doesn't droop. A good ribbon doesn't anyway. All right. We'll hang them up side by side so y'all can look at them. Because I know I'm going to have to tweak them. All right, here's frosting number 1. He's still got some tweaking. I know we still got to do his mouth. I haven't forgot. And I can still go back and alternate the hat and bows if I decide to. And I'm definitely going to move that green bow to the front on this one. It'll just look better if the bow's in the front. All right. I need to get one of those fancy cameras with the zoom and all that kind of good stuff. All right, as soon as I figure out where these are going to go, I'm going to hot glue them in. But right now, I just need to set them in there. His jaw was looking big. That's why I want to wait and do the eyes because they're tricky. Okay. Close. I can definitely tweak them, but I'm going to show you the one last thing. Piece of felt board. This is not regular felt. This is like heavy board. It's got some sticky back. I've already traced off a mouth. I looked at some mouths on Pinterest and came up with one that I liked. And I'm just going to cut it out. The bow maker. I put a link in, I got it at Amazon. And in the comments, I put a link to where you can get the bow maker if you want it. It's an affiliate link. And what an affiliate link is if you buy it through my link, you still pay the same amount, but they give me a little bit of a very small percentage. So anything that you buy from my link is definitely helpful. It all adds up. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to make this mouth nice and stiff so it doesn't get messed up. Because it's got the peel and stick back, which I am going to peel off. Okay, there's my mouth. So what I'm going to do, I've got some black duct tape. This is Mississippi way of doing it here, y'all. There ain't nothing duct tape won't work. I'm telling y'all, I am a duct tape queen. Peel off this backing, expose the sticky side. Julie, if you do get the Pro Bow, it'll change your life. Don't get the one that I made the link for. Don't get, they have one that's like, it is so big it will take up my whole table. And you only need that big, huge, super extra large one if you're going to be making car bows, you know, for like people that give cars for presents. But if you're just going to do Christmas tree toppers and stuff like this, the size that I have, which is considered the large, is all you need. I mean, literally all you need. Yes, I'm covering the back of this with duct tape. I know you can't see me. I'm sorry. But I layered duct tape onto the sticky side. Okay, and now I'm going to cut it back out. Which can get a little tricky. But what that does is gives it some stability. Even if she did put it out in the weather, it wouldn't matter because duct tape's going to be there. I swear, if somebody told me that I could pick one item to take with me if I was going to be stranded on a desert island, it would be duct tape. I love duct tape. You can't use it on wreaths that, you know, that you're selling to people. I would never put it in a wreath. But this one has a mouth, and I needed it to stay strong. And I figured, what the heck, it'll just be just a little bit stronger. I'm sure Joy will appreciate it. Because she's going to have kids coming in out of her business messing with it probably. Beth, is the game still going on? Did Alabama lose? I could have put this on first, but I wanted to take the paper off of it, the sticky part of the paper off of the felt first. because I wanted the duct tape to stick to the felt really good. All right. Well, the mouth is reversed, so that's probably a good thing. I'm going to show you another cute little trick. I'm cutting really small strips of duct tape to hold a chenille stem down. And I'm going to put one on each side. Close to the side anyway. We about got this dude wrapped up. 2 hours. Make a double wreath snowman in 2 hours. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to tweak it some more later, but I'm just going to run these chenille stems through it all the way to the back. And when I get my mouth exactly the way I want it, then I will secure it into place. Well, his eyes keep falling off. He keeps bending on me. Okay, I'll adjust his mouth after I play with him. But you get the gist. He's determined to be a one-eyed snowman. He's a pirate. And then I'll have strings galore to pull out and some touching up. All right. What y'all think? Who am I down to? I got one person in here. I can't tell who's still in here. Julian and Melissa, but it only says one's here, so I don't know. So, what do you think, guys? I know they don't look identical. I've got a tweak on them so they look happier. So, I appreciate y'all coming in and spending the evening with me. 2 hours, double snowman. Can you imagine how fast you can make just the head and a hat? So, I appreciate y'all coming. Thanks for your patience. It was a disaster. I know it. It just was. It was a disaster. But we got it done. We got it made. I've got to tweak it. I've got to finalize it. But I want to make sure they're perfect before the customer gets them. So, but thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. You can always watch this on replay. And if you forgot something or want to rewatch it, it's here. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Have a good evening.